I know why it is that I get resentful of Davy B and his blob. It's because I wish I could get away with that kind of thing, you know, that kind of panache, that kind of minimum effort thing. It's envy. That's what it is, which is a whole other sin, and not one which I think I'm particularly guilty of. Although, there is one thing in the entire world which I really do envy. I envy men who can pee in front of other men. You know, I just don't have the chutzpah, the wherewithal, whatever it takes. I can't get it together, all right? I'll be sitting in a pub with some of my friends of mine, having some laughs, having some drinks, and I'm watching the door of the gents, okay? But I'm watching them timing guys as they go in and out, okay? I'm talking with this eye, but I'm looking with it. Well, not my mouth, obviously. And I'm looking over there. I see a guy go in. I give him 50, maybe 60 seconds. And if I think the time's right, I get up and I make my move. And if I've got my act together, I'm walking across that floor and into that toilet just as he's coming out and it's empty. I can relax. I can have a pee. And once I'm started, that's fine. Even if another guy comes in, that's okay. Because now the pressure is on him to prove he's a man, all right? And if he's having difficulty, not that I'm looking, but, you know, you can hear. If he's having difficulty, I get a bit smug and I button up and I wash my hands, and as I'm leaving I say, you got some kind of problem, mate? Of course, if I don't time it right, I walk in there and there's like 8 or 9 rugby players standing 3 deep in the urinals, half a dozen firemen walking in the door behind me, great big, virile, confident men with hair coming out of the tops of their t-shirts, men who pee with their hands in their pockets, great big men, hoses, snakes, men singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. How long is that you've been peeing now? I like that. Say, that's an hour and a half, John. What about yourself? I just cannot deal with it, all right? And I've got to actually slink into the cubicle, all right, shut the door, lock it, then pee sitting down, in case the men look under the door and see my feet pointing the wrong way, and start giving me a hard time. Homo, I swear to God, I mean, I've seen me sitting in a pub, bursting for so long, right, that my tackle has actually just jumped off my body and went by itself. My tackle just goes like that. Screw you and your hang-ups, man. We need a piss and we need it now. Come on, boys. Which is a great big shocker for anybody that's coming out of the toilet. Like, you know, what was that? Oh, God, I just stood in something. What was that? It was like a mouse carrying a couple of tomatoes. What was that? However, back on the subject of laziness, do you know who gets a bad reputation for laziness? Teenagers. Because there's nothing a teenager enjoys more in its life than just lying in its kit till 12:30 in a day. Teenagers lie there, say, what time is that? 12:30? Oh, God. Maybe I'll have a quick hit. Oh, I can't be bothered. All right? And I don't blame it for lying that's kept till 12:30 in a day, because when you think about it, it's just been through all of primary school, all of secondary school. It's just done, what, 10, 12, 14 years of full-time education? It's knackered. But even if it's got no school to go to, no college to go to, no work to go to, its parents still think it's supposed to be up. And I use that insane parental logic, too, to get it up, you know. Come charging up to your room door like that. Come on, you, it's about time you were up. Oh, what for? Because we're up. All right, Dad, got you, forgot you, yes. What kind of logic is that? Stick that crochet up your anus there. Why? Because I got one up mine. And I hear people saying, the unemployed don't want to work. Well, I get news for people with that point of view. The employed don't want to work. I think we do it out of necessity rather than desire, do we not? I think so. My old man was a worker. He worked 25 years in a Hoover factory, light industry manufacturing. He was an electrician's mate. Just went about with one. I know him. City of Guilds, this man, you know. Whoa. He got me my first job in there, all right, maintenance department. I'm 17 years old. He gets me a job. I'm a electrician's helper. I don't know, deputy assistant mate. I don't know what I was. But I got great big brown overalls. I'm 17, I'm skinny overalls like that. And great big safety shoes. You know, the shoes with the steel bits on them. Big Frankenstein shoes, right? So that like a 2-ton washing machine can go boom. Oh, no bother. And And I've got a belt hanging around, you know, with a hammer and the pliers and the tape and that. Well manly, well macho. 7, 8 village people was out at the time, so I was well on a case, you know, feeling as if I was a man of the moment. Get into the canteen, talk to the rest of the men. All right, lads, how you doing? Rob, Tony, lovely. What's that you got? What's that you got there, man? Rolls and butter, lovely. First day on the job, the old man supervising me. We're checking electrical points, all right, throughout the factory floor. Now, to do this, we get a tool which is called, I believe, a test lamp, all right? And that's kind of like a rubber handle grip on here with a prong on it. And as a cable comes round, attaches it to another rubber handle grip with another prong. Well, this one's got a wee kind of a torch bit on it. So you go, zzz, and if it's live, bing, the torch lights up. I thought, oh, piece of piss. That's it. That's working life. Oh, lovely. So the old man's checking me. He's supervising. And I go down and I go, zzz, bing. That's live, I said. Because I'm quick. And I go, zzz, bing. And that one's live, I said. And we do about 15 or 16 of these things. We've been doing it for about 15 minutes or so. And eventually I sit down to one and I go, zzz. And there's only, I don't know what, 500, 600 currents, maybe 1,000 volts of current going through there. And I just as I did it, I got an itchy nose, and it seemed quite natural to just blew my nose up, electrocuted my nostrils. I was like that. Couldn't blow my nose for a fortnight. Every time I did, I set fire to a hanky. And as I was lying there, I remember thinking to myself, I don't know what Davy B is doing now, but I'll bet you a fiver he's not involved in this shit. My old man worked in that factory for 25 years. Worked all his days to help produce labour-saving devices. Is there some kind of irony there? Perhaps it is. We can workshop it later. It's all the same to me. 25 years, he retired, they gave him a clock. What for? The man's retired, his working days are over. He's not getting up in the morning, what does he need a clock for? You retire, they shouldn't give you a clock. You retire, they should give you a Nikon telly and a beanbag. A creative lager that size, and a remote control. Yeah. Remote control, that's a fairly common labour-saving device, isn't it? How much labour does that save you? It's basically about this much, isn't it? What is that, 3 seconds? Is that so maybe later on at night you could go, hold on, I think I saved myself 3 seconds earlier. I can maybe go, oh shit. You see, it took so long to, I know. But that's a common labour save. I mean, I guess a bunch of people here got one, you know, for your video, your hi-fi, your TV. I've got one. Mine don't work properly. You know why? Because I've had this thing for 4 years, and in all that time, I've never been arsed enough to put new batteries in it. I want to change the channel on my TV, man, I'm sitting like this. Come on. Come on. Come. Changing hands as if that makes a difference. Oh, come on, you swing, come on, yeah. Like, leaving one leg over here to deny the bastard the satisfaction of making me walk. Come on, you swing, you beep, beep. There we are. Is that, oh, and a microwave goes on or something. If there's a plug on it. Another common labour-saving device, the microwave. Who uses them properly? Not me. Not me. I paid £175 for a thing that heats up pies. Oh no! People come round my house and go like that. My God, your microwave's clean, Morty. Oh, no bloody wonder, mate. What other labour-saving devices? Maybe you got a washing machine. That's to save you going down to the river and beating your underpants off a boulder for half an hour. And the writer Alvin Topper tells us there could come a time in the future when your entire house is run by a computer. That you could go out to work, go wherever you're going, and your computer takes over the whole gig. Does your lights for you, does your heating for you, records TV programs, does your burglar alarms, puts a pie in a microwave. Everything. Alvin says you could probably come home from your work one day and your house has moved and left you a note. We don't want to live here anymore. See you later. Bye. I mean, you think about this and you think about how much industry, technology, activity is geared towards making our lives easier. Then you think that maybe we're facing the answer to one of life's great philosophical questions. And that the whole history of humankind has not been about the quest for knowledge or the seeking after of truth or the meaning of existence. Nah. The whole history and destiny of humankind has been about the unceasing struggle to achieve convenience. And when you realise that, then you realise, well, I've got no problem at all in putting my hand up saying I'm lazy, because I know I'm just ahead of my time.
We used to have ties like that in the 70s. To God!